What's up, Soul Family, everyone out there in the world? This is Moonology to Entity Tarot, and this is going to be an all signs and collective reading for the Venus in Virgo Transit. So, with Venus going into Virgo, this is going to be all of our love and appreciation energies going towards work, scheduling, day-to-day routine, and health. So, with that being said, I'm going to shuffle the Universal Celtic Tarot deck a couple more times, and then pull a clarification card out of the Waite Tarot deck to clarify each card, and then pull 3 cards out of the Moonology Oracle deck to end the reading off to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, that being said, we pull 9 cards in the overall, and we will begin. Okay. So, for the overall card of this Venus in Virgo reading for the collective is the Justice card. So, with the Justice card, this is going to be us creating balance, harmony, and moderation within the realms of loving and appreciating business, health, day-to-day routine, and scheduling. Alright? We're creating a sense of balance for ourselves during this time. Now with the first card we get is the Page of Cups. So with the Page of Cups, this is talking about us being a little bit introverted during this time, because Virgo is the feminine or introverted sign, or not introverted, but the internal sign of Mercury, that Mercury rules. So we may be a little bit introverted during this time. We need to dealing with our emotions. If you can see here, the water is a bit choppy. So, aka that means our emotions may be a little bit emotionally choppy or emotionally unbalanced during this time, or chaotic. And this could perhaps make us introverted when it comes to opening ourselves up during this time. Now with the second card that we get is the Five of Wands. So this is talking about minor conflict. As you can see here, the guy or the magician or the mage is training his dragon how to breathe fire. So it's just minor conflict. It's nothing too serious. So, but we may need to create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings about this minor conflict that we are going through during this time. Now the third card that we get is the Tower card. So this is about clearing out anything and everything that no longer serves us and letting the tower fall. With the fourth card that we get is the Page of Wands. So this is talking about us giving birth to a new idea and being very passionate while learning about this new idea, goal, aspiration, or business along the way that we envisioned for ourselves. Our fifth card that we get is the Four of Wands. So this is talking about us being in a happy home and being in and during this Venus in Virgo transit. With the Five of Pentacles as the fifth card, we may feel like we are left out in the cold during this time. So do your best to create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings with this feeling of feeling like we are by ourselves. As well as, if you can see here, the moon is in this particular Five of Pentacles. And the woman or lady is looking up to the moon, so this means to follow your intuition during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now the seventh card that we get is the Hierophant. So with the Hierophant, this is saying that we are put in a lot of commitment towards whatever we are working on or whatever we want and desiring to do in our life. Now with the Sun card as the next second to last card, is about happiness and us being in a state of happiness during this time. So take advantage of this feeling like we're in a happy place, and don't let this minor conflict or leaving things behind that no longer serve us, as well as this feeling like we are out in the cold, get to us while we're being committed to whatever it is that we are putting our commitment toward. Not committed, but don't let this stray us away from feeling happiness during this time. Now, with the last card, but definitely not least, for the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, is the Knight of Wands. So we are passionately moving forward towards what we want and desiring to do for our life during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now I'm going to shuffle the Waite Tarot deck to clarify these cards, starting with the overall. I'm pulling one card out of the Waite deck for each Universal Celtic Tarot card. So for the Justice card, we have the Four of Pentacles. So during this time, while we're doing the best that we can to create balance and harmony and moderation within our lives, there may be something that we are holding too tightly onto during this time, whether that be a person, place, or thing, or just simply a mindset that we need to let go of. Do your best to let go of whatever it is that no longer serves you moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is clarified, Page of Cups is the Sun card. So with two Sun cards being in the spread, one from the original layout and one from the overall, clarifying the Page of Cups, this is saying that we are in a very happy place during this time. So know that we are in a happy place and we are feeling happy during this time of Venus transitioning the sign of Virgo. Now with the Five of Wands, the Five of Wands is clarified by the Four card. So the minor conflict is embracing this new beginning that we are going through. Do your best to create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings, and understand that you as a spirit are no thing, no shape, no form, moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit, and embrace this new beginning that you have for yourself. Now with the Tower card, we get the Nine of Swords. So with the Tower having cleared, talking about clearing anything and everything that no longer serves us, we may go through some overworrying or anxiety or overthinking and late nights. We could be having nightmares as well. Do your best to not let that affect you during this time. Create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings in order to alleviate this feeling of anxiety or worry during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the Page of Wands, the Page of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Swords. So with the Ace of Swords, this is talking about us giving birth to a new idea, as well as giving birth to a vision, which the Page of Wands is talking about. Do your best to go ahead, move forward with this new idea that you've given birth to yourself, and being passionate about this new idea moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the Four of Wands, we get the Three of Swords clarifying the Four of Wands. So even though we are in a happy home, we may need to make necessary sacrifices during this time, or we may be dealing with heartbreak during this time as well. But know that we are in a happy home, so we are able to heal throughout this heartbreak. Or if this is necessary sacrifices, know that these necessary sacrifices are going to be for the benefit of our well-being and our higher selves moving forward. Now with the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Wands. So with two Five of Wands being here, this is saying that we do for sure have minor conflict that we need to get through, and one being feeling like we are left out in the cold, and another about feeling like we need to open ourselves up and embrace this new beginning. Don't let this minor conflict get to us, get to you, during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now with the Hierophant is clarified by the Magician card. So, whenever we are committed to, we are manifesting while being committed to whatever it is that we are putting our commitment towards during this Venus in Virgo transit. So know that you're manifesting. Don't give up this commitment that you're committed for yourself during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now with the Sun card is clarified by the Lover's card. So the Lover's card is talking about two things. It could be talking about you dealing with being happy with the soulmate or twin flame. You know, everybody is dealing with a soulmate or twin flame, or this could be a sense of happiness coming from co-creating with our higher selves during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now with the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands clarifies the Knight of Wands. So with the Page of Wands clarifying the Knight of Wands, and the second Page of Wands being here as well, we are really dedicated and passionate towards this new vision we've given forth to, while learning along the way with whatever vision we've envisioned for ourselves during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now I'm going to shuffle the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me for the collective. So, the first card that Mother Moon wants to give to us, is Full Moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So, release the negativity, which is talking about the Nine of Swords, as well as this Three of Swords of feeling pain or in this minor conflict that we are dealing with. It could be as well as the Five of Pentacles and feeling like we are left out in the cold. Get rid of everything and anything that doesn't serve you, and work through your fears, not work through your fears, but release the negativity during this Venus in Virgo transit. The second card that Mother Moon wants to give to us through me is Cardinal Moon. Be bold and make the first move. So make the first move with whatever you are committed towards, and know that you are manifesting by taking a bold move and acting forth during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now with the third card, and last but not least for Mother Moon to us through me, is Blue Moon. Believe the impossible. So, believe the impossible, that things are going to work out in our favor during this time with the Venus in Virgo transit that we are going to be experiencing here or presently. Okay? So, believe in the impossible moving forward with this idea that you're giving birth to, while staying passionate to said idea and vision, and learning along the way, and stay committed, and don't let the choppy waters or unstable emotions get the better of us, and work through your fears, release negativity, and believe in the impossible. So, with that being said, I'm going to move on to the all signs portion of this reading. Let me pick up these cards, and I will begin starting with Aries. Now, I'm going to be having timestamps on the bottom in the comments, so check your sign for whatever the sign's dominant planet is, as well as the sun, moon, and rising, or ruling planet, mind you. And I'm going to start off with Aries. So Aries, you're going to be in conjuncting this energy, so you may misunderstand how to put your love and appreciation towards your work and scheduling, day-to-day routine, and health during this Venus in Virgo transit. Aries is cardinal fire, initiating and creating new ways of seeing and feeling the emotions. And Aries was born out of the first house of self, personal interest and affairs, personality, and individuality. So, with that being said, let me pull out 3 cards from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck and clarify them with 1 card from the Waite deck, and then end your portion of the reading off with the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through Moon. So, your first card, Aries, is the 4 of Cups. So you may be focusing on something in the past instead of looking at what you do have. Know that by doing this is not serving you for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good. And we will want to drop this empty cup and look at what we do. You do have during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, with your second card, you get is the 5 of Cups. So this is 1 more cup above the 4 of Cups, or a card above the 4 of Cups, and this is talking about, again, looking in the past and focusing on what you don't have. Once again, you would want to turn around and leave what no longer serves you in the past and move forward towards what does serve you during this Venus and Virgo transit. And by doing so, create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward with whatever it is that you are needing to let go in order to move towards what does serve you for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, your last card, but definitely not least, from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the 2 of Swords. So you may be deciding whether or not you should do something, or a decision in general. Decide what's best for you in the betterment of your well-being and your highest good by following your intuition, which is shown by the Moon card up on the top of the 2 of Swords in the Universal Celtic Tarot deck. Listen to your intuition and listen to your higher self moving forward. Now, going to clarify your cards with the Waite Tarot deck. And let's see. With the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Cups is clarified by the 2 of Swords. So there is a decision that you need to make during this time. Do what's best for yourself as well as best for in your life, with the betterment of your well-being and your higher self for your life as a whole. Don't take too long deciding what it is that you wanting to do. Go with a plan and stick to it, and do what's best for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Cups is clarified by the 10 of Wands. So with the 10 of Wands, this is saying that you may be carrying burdens by focusing too much on the past. Keep in mind that we do have Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune in retrograde at this time, which is reevaluating dreams, illusions that we've had in the past when it comes to mutable water, aka Neptune. Saturn in Aquarius retrograde, so this is past ways of how we gain security in our lives, with our associates and people, places, and things that we associate ourselves with. Jupiter is going back into Aquarius, so this is past moral systems and people and places and things that you experienced and associate yourself with in the past. And Pluto in Capricorn retrograding, so this is past ways of how we gain power and control over our business and status in the past, coming back up. Do your best to not look too much into the past and move forward with what's best for you, and drop these burdens that you are feeling by focusing on the future and not in the past during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the 2 of Swords, the 2 of Swords is clarified by the Strength card. So this is Leo energy. So you could be dealing with the Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or you may have Leo in your chart, and if so, these energies would be amplified for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. But this is a card about strength, and you needing to have strength by deciding what you want to do for your life Make sure it's for the better of your well-being and your highest good moving forward during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now, let's move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card for Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Scorpio. Walk through your fields. So, like the card says, walk through your fields, walk through any type of field you may be experiencing when it comes to this decision that you're needing to make, and do what's best for you. Don't worry about the field. Remember that, and keep in mind and understand that fields are just fields of reality. By you agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings, do your best to create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings, and agree with positive thoughts and feelings moving forward to alleviate this sense of feel during this Venus in Virgo transit. Keep in mind that you are misunderstanding how to love and appreciate scheduling, business, and day-to-day routine, as well as health when it comes to your cardinal fire energies. Now your second card for Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. So understand that you are safe, your loved ones are safe, and do what's best for you as a whole. Don't worry about your loved ones, because like the card says, you and your loved ones are safe. So understand this moving forward during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now, your last card, but definitely not least, for Mother Moon to you through me is Fourth Quarter Moon. Your commitment is being tested. So, I feel like this choice is dealing with a commitment of some sort. Do your best to stay committed to whatever it is that you're deciding, because your commitment is being tested during this time while Venus is transitioning the sign of Virgo. Alright? Do what's best for you and your highest, and the betterment of your well-being and your higher self, and know and understand your commitment is being tested by either other people or by the universe itself. So, moving on to Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venuses. So, with that being said, Taurus, you are going to be trining this energy, so you're going to have the gift to love and appreciate business, scheduling, day-to-day routine, and health. So you're going to have the gift to be more mutable in this in your fixated energies when it comes to said loving and appreciating business, not business and status, but day-to-day routine, scheduling, work, and health. Taurus is fixed earth, being fixated on its own and others or on its own ways of thinking and being practical. And Taurus is born out of the second house of values and where you plant seeds at. So, with your first card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, you get the Lover's card. So this is Gemini energy. So you could be dealing with the Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or you may have Gemini in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified during this Venus in Virgo transit. Know that this is a card of soulmate or twin flame energy. So you could be dealing with the soulmate or twin flame. Not everybody is dealing with the soul flame or twin flame. But in any case, this is also a card of co-creating with your higher self. So you may be co-creating with your higher self during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now your second card that you get is the Five of Swords. So you could be feeling a sense of defeat about the circumstance or situation or whoever you were dealing with in the past. Alright, don't let this defeat get to you. Do your best to create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward, and understand that you as a spirit are no thing, no shame, no shape or form, no shame, no shape or form, and you as a spirit are only agreeing with thoughts and feelings. Make sure you're agreeing with positive thoughts and feelings, and don't let this sense of defeat get to you during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with your last card, definitely not least from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, is the Four of Wands. So with the Four of Wands, this is talking about you being in a happy home. Some of y'all could even be getting married. Alright, so with that being said, not everybody's getting married, but you may be getting married during this time. But with that being said, you are in a happy home during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, let's move on to clarifying your cards from the Waite Tarot deck. We'll shuffle this deck 2 more times, and we will begin. So the Lover's card is clarified by the Seven of Swords. So you could be dealing with some self-deception during this time while co-creating with your higher self, or you may be being deceived by someone that's close to you, which I don't feel like that. I feel like you are doing your best to go ahead and move forward with whatever it is that you feel called to co-create with your higher self. But you may be dealing with some self-deception along the way. Do your best to not self-deceive yourself during this time while Venus is transitioning the sign of Virgo. Now, with the next card being the Five of Swords, the Five of Swords is clarified by the Chariot card. So this is Cancer energy, so you could be dealing with the Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or you may have Cancer in your chart. And if so, these energies will be amplified during this time while Venus is transitioning the sign of Virgo. So this is a card of movement, and it's an emotional movement. So you're emotionally moving towards and away from the sense of defeat into what serves you best for your higher self and the betterment of your well-being, as well as going after emotionally with whatever it is that you're wanting and desiring to do for your life. Now with the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands is clarified by the Hermit card. So this is Virgo energy, so you could be dealing with the Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or you may have Virgo in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. So, but in any case, this is a card about following your intuition and listening to your higher self while going within, and listen and following your inner guidance along the way during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card for Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. So understand that whatever you're co-creating with your higher self, your hard work is paying off moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Your second card that you get from Mother Moon to you through me is Third Quarter Moon. Your adjustments are required. So I feel like this is talking about dealing with the self-deception and watch out for deceiving yourself whenever it comes to co-creating with your higher self, as well as you moving away from the sense of defeat towards what you want and desire for your life and in the emotional realm. Alright, keep listening to your guidance along the way, keep listening to your intuition, and keep listening to your higher self and what you feel called to go after. And understand that adjustments are required during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, your last card, but definitely not least, for Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. So understand that your dreams need a practical plan during this time. So with that being said, be practical about whatever it is that you're co-creating with your higher self, and move away from the self-deception into what it is that you want and desire, while being practical about it along the way. Alright, your intuition will tell you what to do, and know that you're in a happy home, so it'll be more easier to do so during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury. So Gemini, you are going to be squaring this energy. So you're going to learn how to be more mutable when it comes to loving and appreciating scheduling, routine, and health and work. So Gemini is mutable air, being mutable and adaptable to your own and other people's ways of thinking and communicating. And Gemini was born out of the third house of familiarity, local surroundings, and people, places, and things that you find familiar. So, with that being said, let me pull your 3 cards out and get started with your portion of the reading. So, your first card that you get from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the 6 of Pentacles. So I feel like whatever you're giving when it comes to business or work or whatever you're working on, or just your life in general, whatever you give, you're going to get equally back. Alright, this is a sense of equal give and take during this time. So take advantage of that during this Venus and Virgo transit, and learn how to be more mutable when it comes to the loving and appreciating, and be more practical when it comes to loving and appreciation, work, health, daily wage, routine, and scheduling with your mutable air energies during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now your second card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the 8 of Cups. So with the 8 of Cups, this is talking about you walking away from what no longer serves you. So keep moving forward from what no longer serves you for the better of your well-being and your highest good, and move towards what it is good for you overall. Alright, keep walking away from what no longer serves you during this time. Now, your last card, but definitely not least, from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the 9 of Cups. So overall, during this Venus and Virgo transit, you are emotionally independent. This is a very good energy to be in during this time, during any time really, but this is an energy you will be in during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, let's clarify your cards for your portion of the reading, and then move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, for the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Swords. So, with the Ace of Swords, this is a birth of a new idea. So, as long as you give energy to this new idea that you've given birth to, you will get a sense of equal give and take with whatever it is that this idea pertains to. Okay? Keep doing what you're doing, moving forward, and do what's best for your well-being and your highest good moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Cups is clarified by the 5 of Cups. So with the 5 of Cups, this is talking about you being, even though you are walking away from what no longer serves you, you may still look back in the past every now and then, but do your best to not dwell in the past and turn around, aka turn this guy around, symbolically speaking. Look forward to what you do have and what's good for you in your future, and not pay attention to what you don't have, or dwell upon what you don't have during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Cups is clarified by the 2 of Pentacles. So, even though you're in emotional independence, you may be juggling something when it comes to the material realm. Do what's best for you for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good moving forward with whatever decision you are making during this time while Venus is transitioning the sign of Virgo. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck, let's see what Mother Moon has to say to you, me. Okay, so your first card for Mother Moon to you through me is for Moon in Virgo. You are good enough. So know that you are good enough for this idea that you've given forth to. Alright? Do not juggle whether or not you are good enough or not. And know that you are good enough. Alright? During this Venus and Virgo transit. Create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward. Your second card for Mother Moon to you through me is South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. So, like the card says, don't let your past hold you back, which pertains to this Five of Cups, and instead be the Eight of Cups, or be in the energy of the Eight of Cups and walk away from what no longer serves you for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now your last card, but definitely not least, from Mother Moon to you through me, is Void Course of Moon. Nothing will come of the situation. So I feel like this is also talking about this Five of Cups, of you looking back in the past and walking away from what no longer serves you. Know that this situation that you are walking away from, nothing will come out of that situation in particular. Alright? So walk away from that no longer serves you during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now, moving on to Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Cancer, you're going to have opportunities to go after, to initiate motions when it comes to work, business, work, scheduling, day-to-day routine, and health with this Venus and Virgo transit. Cancer, you are a cardinal water, initiating and creating new ways of feeling the emotions, and Cancer itself was born out of the 4th house of family, privacy, and close ones that you do consider family. So, give me 1 second. You might be a little scattered during this time as well, but it's okay. Let me see. So your first card is the Five of Swords. So you are feeling a sense of defeat during this time. Do not let the sense of defeat get to you, and instead walk away from whatever you feel defeated from by creating higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward. Your second card that you get from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Hierophant. So this is Taurus energy. So you could be dealing with a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or you may have Taurus in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now this is a card of commitment, so you are committed to perhaps a work, whatever you're working on, a business, a goal or aspiration, whatever you are committed towards, keep being committed towards that thing that you are putting your commitment to during this Venus and Virgo transit, especially if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good. I'm going to take a drink of water and we will continue. Now, your next card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Six of Pentacles. Excuse me. So the Six of Pentacles is saying whatever you are committed towards, you will be given equal give and take with the situation that you are in during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, let's move on to the Waite Tarot deck to see what additional information we'll have with these Universal Celtic Tarot cards will be. So with the Five of Swords, the Five of Swords is clarified by the Star card. So this is Aquarius energy. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, or you could have Aquarius in your chart. And if so, these energies will be amplified during this time of Venus transitioning the sign of Virgo. But with the Star card, you are healing from whatever you feel defeated from. Alright, focus on healing and understand that the healing process also involves knowing your role that you played in order to get to this defeat or into the situation that you feel defeated from in order to heal fully. Alright, but you are healing during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now with the Hierophant is clarified by the Three of Swords. So whatever you're putting your commitment towards, you may need to make necessary sacrifices in order to stay committed to whatever it is that you're committed to. Alright? Know that these necessary sacrifices will be for the best betterment of your well-being and your highest good moving forward during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now with the Six of Pentacles, you get the Five of Wands. So, with the Five of Wands, this is talking about minor conflict, and you may not feel like you are given equal give and take, but understand that you are to alleviate this Five of Wands energy. Alright, this minor conflict that you are dealing with. Okay? Do your best to understand that you are given equal give and take, even though it may not look like it during this time. Now, with the moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck, you see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, alright, Cancers, this your first Moonology Oracle card that Mother Moon wants to give to you through me is Full Moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So, it's time to release negativity, release the self-defeat, sense of self-defeat moving forward. Know that this necessary sacrifices that you are needing to make in order to stay committed to whatever it is that you want and desiring to do for your life and alleviate this Five of Wands is by releasing negativity, by creating higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward. Now with your second card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. So know that you staying committed towards whatever you are committed to. Your hard work is paying off, which is also represented by the Six of Pentacles of this equal give and take feeling. Alright? I feel a sense of equal give and take with whatever you're doing. So understand that your hard work is paying off. Now your last card, but definitely not least, from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So understand that communication is key during this time, and especially in order to alleviate this Five of Wands energy. Alright? And communicating about what it is that you are healing from may even serve you for the betterment of your being and your highest good moving forward. And understand that communication is key during this time while Venus is transitioning the sign of Virgo. Now, moving on to Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Leo, you're going to see another side to your fixed fire energies when it comes to work, day-to-day routine, scheduling, and health, and loving and appreciating such things. Now Leo is fixed fire, being fixated on its own ways of seeing and feeling the emotions, and Leo was born out of the 5th house of expression and whatever you're creatively working on. So, pull your 3 cards out. Alright, so your first card from the Universal Character Tarot deck is the World card. So you could be dealing with Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, or a fellow Leo, or you may have or may be dealing with a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, or a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or just a fellow Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And this is your energy as well. But this is, if you have Aquarius, Taurus, or Scorpio in your chart, then these energies will be amplified during this time while Venus is transiting the sign of Virgo. But in any case, this is a card of completion, so you are completing a cycle during this time. Alright? Know that this is a really good card because it is the last major arcana, and this card once again about completion. So you are completing a cycle during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with your second card being the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Wands is talking about you having to defend yourself from negative visions. In order to do so, you need to create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings to counteract these negative visions that you are dealing with. Alright? Now your last card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Nine of Wands. So with the Nine of Wands, this is talking about you have had to go through a lot of experiences in your life and have endured a lot in your life. Do not let these hardships that you have endured in the past prevent you from moving forward for what's best for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, let's clarify your cards. So, the War card is clarified by the Star card, which is Aquarius energy. So you could be really dealing with Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, or have Aquarius in your chart. And so these energies will be for sure amplified during this time. But you are healing by completing a karmic cycle or a cycle of some sort. You are healing by doing this. Alright? By completing a karmic cycle, you will be in the process of healing for whatever it is that you've dealt with in the past. Now, with the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Wands is clarified by the Three of Swords. So, this is talking about heartbreak, or you having to create the necessary sacrifices in order to go after what you want and desire to do for your life as a whole. So, by you creating these by you going through these necessary sacrifices, you may not want to because the Seven of Wands is healed. But know that by doing so, it will be for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good moving forward. Now with the Nine of Wands is clarified by the Five of Wands. So, this is a card of minor conflict. So don't let the past hardships that you've endured prevent you to move forward in a pleasant way. And by doing so and creating higher perspectives and agreeing with positive thoughts and feelings, and understand that you as a spirit are no thing, no shape, no form, only agreeing with thoughts and feelings, you will be able to get rid of or solve this minor conflict that you are dealing with. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck, let's see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Now, your first card that you get from Mother Moon to you through me is the energy is gaining momentum. So as long as you continue to go after what it is that you're wanting to do for your life by making the necessary sacrifices to do so, and creating higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings, and counteracting these visions that you might be influenced by, and focusing on healing yourself, the energy is gaining momentum for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now your second card that you get from Mother Moon to you through me is Waxing Crescent Moon. Have faith in your dreams. So have faith in your dreams or whatever you're wanting to do. Be optimistic while healing along the way. And by being optimistic and healing along the way, you will complete a karmic cycle. And by creating necessary, making the necessary sacrifices in whatever it is that you're wanting to do for your life, you will get to where you want to be in the future. Just have faith in your dreams during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the third card, and last but not least, from Mother Moon to you through me, is a personal issue reaches resolution. So know a personal issue will reach resolution throughout whatever hardships that you've endured through the past, and whatever minor conflict that you are experiencing now. And know that a personal issue will reach resolution for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. Alright, moving on to Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury. So Virgo, you're going to be the example of what to do and what not to do during this Venus and Virgo transit when it comes to loving and appreciating work, schedules, day-to-day routine, and health. Now Virgo is mutable earth, being mutable and adaptable to your own and other people's ways of thinking and being practical. And Virgo was born at the 6th house of work, schedules, day-to-day routine, and health. So, and pull your 3 cards out and clarify with the Waite Tarot deck, and then move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card that you get is the 2 of Cups. So, with the 2 of Cups, this is you either dealing with somebody close in a new relationship, or a birthing of new energies within an existing relationship, or this could be you listening to your higher self and going with whatever it is that you feel called to do during this Venus and Virgo transit. Your next card that you get is the Empress card, which is Taurus energy, so you could be dealing with a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or you may have Taurus in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. But this is a card of value, and you understanding your value and your worth, and in the need or the energy. In the energies of needing to understand your value with whatever it is that you are doing in your life during this Venus and Virgo transit. Your last card, but definitely not least, for the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the King of Swords. So with the King of Swords, this is you possibly being too much in your head, but as well as thinking logical about the situation or circumstance that you are in the current moment. With that being said, it is good to be logical, but do your best to balance both your thoughts and your feelings in an equal way during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to the Waite Tarot deck to end your portion, to clarify your Universal Celtic Tarot deck cards for your portion of this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the 2 of Cups, you get the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is talking about you being independent and self-aware, as well as giving sound advice and standing in your truth. Alright? So by you listening to your higher self, which I feel like this card is talking about, keep standing in your truth and give sound advice, but don't be like the Queen of Swords and reinforced and cut people down, but instead give sound advice whenever you feel deemed necessary during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the Empress card, you get the Hierophant. So this is Taurus energy as well, so you could really be dealing with the Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or you could have Taurus in your chart, and if so, these energies will be definitely amplified during this Venus and Virgo transit. But this is talking about something that you're committed towards, and knowing your worth during this dealing with this commitment that you're putting commitment towards during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the King of Swords, you get the 4 of Swords. So this is talking about taking a step back, meditating and pondering on whatever it is that you are doing for your life. Remember to balance both thoughts and feelings as in an equal way, moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit, and really take a step back and do what's best for you and with your betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle cards to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card for Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. So understand a personal issue will reach resolution. Don't think too logically or too up in your head about whatever it is that you are dealing with or whatever it is that you are doing for your life. And understand that a personal issue will reach resolution as long as you create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now your second card from Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon Eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. So understand once again that conclusions are within reach with whatever it is that you're committed towards, and stand in your truth while moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. And understand that that conclusions are within reach for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now the last card for Mother Moon to you through me is Balsamic Moon, a time for healing. So know that you may need to take a step back and heal from whatever it is that you need healing from, but understand that this is a time for healing during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Libra, you're going to see another side to how you initiate communication and thinking when it comes to Venus and Virgo-like energies, dealing with loving and appreciating work, health, day-to-day routine, and schedule. So, Libra is cardinal air, initiating and creating new ways to think and communicate. And Libra was born out of the 7th house of relationships, partnerships, and whoever you're relating to. Now, your first card from the Universal Tarot deck is the Four of Cups. So you may be focusing on what it is that you don't have. Like the Four of Cups in the Waite Tarot deck, it depicts a man sitting down looking at cups that are spilled over, while the Ace of Cups is trying to hand the cup to him and he's ignoring it by looking at what he doesn't have. Do your best to focus on what you do have in your life during this Venus and Virgo transit, and don't let what it is that you don't have stray you away from what is best for your betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the next card that you get is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is talking about you ending indefinitely whatever it is that no longer serves you for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this Venus and Virgo transit. And know that ending this will be best for you during this transit of Venus transitioning the sign of Virgo. Now your last card from the Universal Tarot deck, but definitely not least, is the Knight of Wands. So you are passionately moving towards whatever it is that you're wanting and desiring to do for your life. Keep going after what it is that you want and desiring to do for your life moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to clarifying your cards from the Waite Tarot deck, to clarify the Universal Tarot cards that you have for your portion of your reading. Shuffle this one more time and we get started with your clarifications. So, for the Four of Cups, you get the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is talking about you moving very moving forward with whatever it is that you want and desiring to do for your life. Just don't focus on, or do your best to not focus on what you don't have, so you are more easily able to move after what it is that you want and desire to do for your life as a whole during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the Ten of Swords, you get the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups again is about you focusing on what you don't have. Notice how the cups are down here, but representing what he doesn't have. I said that the cups are spread over, but you get the drift. But focus on what is being handed to you by this Ace of Cups, and take what it Ace of Cups while moving what it is that no longer serves you for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the Knight of Wands, you get the Eight of Wands, clarifying said Knight of Wands. So this is also a card of action. So we have 3 action cards in this spread for your portion of this reading. Keep taking action towards what you want and desire to do. Just don't let things that you don't have in your life now stray you away from what it is that you want and desire to do for your life as a whole during this Venus and Virgo transit. And moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, pull the cards out, and we will get started with to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So your first card is Full Moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. You understand that spirituality is individuality, so balance your individuality with practicality during this time, even though it may seem hard to do so. By doing so, it will help you go after what you want and desire to do for your life as a whole during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, with the second card for Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. So, again, 2 cards from the Moonology Oracle deck for Mother Moon is talking about practicality. So this is a time to really be practical about what it is that you want and desire to do for your life as a whole during this Venus and Virgo transit. Create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward with what it is that you are wanting and desiring to do for your life during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now your last card, but definitely not least, for Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So release this sensation of focusing on what it is that you don't have, in order to move forward towards what you want and desire to do for your life by releasing negativity. Alright? Don't focus on the negativity. Focus on what you do have moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mars. Scorpio, you are going to be having opportunities to love and appreciate work, health, schedules, and day-to-day routines when it comes to your fixed water energies. And Scorpio is fixed water, being fixated on its own ways of feeling the emotions. And Scorpio was born out of the 8th house of internal desires, secrets, behind closed doors energies, and occult and mysticism, and anything from the unknown. Now, so for you get the Hangman, which is Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with the Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or you may have Pisces in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified during this Venus and Virgo transit, but this is a card of enlightenment. So you are going to be enlightened during this time, while Venus is transitioning the sign of Virgo. This is also a card of stagnancy, so do your best to not be stagnant during this time, and really go after what you want and desire to do for your life. Your second card is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is talking about you being logical, but you could also be too much up in your head about things. Alright? And that could also cause stagnancy for you as well. But do your best to balance out your thoughts and emotions during this Venus and Virgo transit to go after what you want and desire to do for your life. Now your third card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Two of Cups. So you could be dealing with a twin flame, or not twin flame, but a new relationship, or you may be listening to your higher self moving forward to go after what you want in and desiring to do for your life as a whole during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, shuffle this Rider-Waite tarot deck and we will get to clarifying your cards for your portion of the reading. And then we'll move on to the Moonology Oracle deck and see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, the Hangman is clarified by the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is talking about you feeling like you need to guard yourself. Do your best to not guard yourself from people that are there for you. And this enlightenment will help you to drop your guard down, but you do feel like you need to be guarded during this time with Venus transiting the sign of Virgo. But with that being said, do your best to drop your guard down, especially if there are people that are doing their best to help you during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the King of Swords, the King of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Cups. So this is talking about both of a new emotion towards what you want and desire to do for your life. Just do your best to not be too much up in your head while giving this support to this emotional connection, whether that be a person, a place, a thing, goal, aspiration, or business, or whatever it may be. You are giving birth to emotionally towards what you want and desiring to do for your life. Just don't be too much up in your head about it. For the Two of Cups, you get the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is talking about you ending things indefinitely that no longer serve you, so you can better listen to your higher self moving forward towards what you want and desire to do for your life during this Venus and Virgo transit. Alright? Know that these things, or people, places, and things don't serve you anymore, and they are meant to not be in your life for a reason. So cut them out indefinitely if it's a person, or drop them if it's a thing, or leave if it's a place, in order to go after what it is that better serves you for the better of your well-being and your highest good. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Now, your first card from Mother Moon to you through me is Gibeous Moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. So know that you are very close to achieving your goal. Drop your guard down, alright, so you can better open yourself up to this new love or this new emotion towards whatever it may be that you're giving emotionally birth to. And do your best to balance out your thoughts and feelings and end whatever it is that no longer serves you. And understand that you are very close to achieving your goal. Your second card from Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Aries. A fiery climax approaches. So, understand that a fiery climax will approach as long as you keep going after what you want and desire for your life as a whole during this Venus and Virgo transit. And your last card, but definitely not least, from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take. So, drop your guard down. Give birth to whatever this emotional connection is, whether it be a person, place, thing, circumstance, situation, goal, aspiration, or business, whatever it may be. It is a time to give rather than take and end anything that no longer serves you for the benefit of your well-being and higher self moving forward so you can get to where you want to be in your life, and understand that it is a time to give rather than take during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Jupiter's. So Sagittarius, you are squaring this energy, so you're going to learn how to love and appreciate Virgo-like energies, aka work, health, day-to-day routine, and scheduling. And Sagittarius itself is mutable fire, being mutable and adaptable to its own and other people's ways of seeing and feeling the emotions. And Sagittarius was born out of the 9th house of education, higher education, wisdom, and long distance travel, both internally and externally. Now, pull your 3 cards out and get to your portion of the reading. So, your first card is the 7 of Cups. So the 7 of Cups is talking about you. This can be a numerous of things, whether it be you're going after your dreams or dreaming in general, or do not let, if you are dreaming, don't let illusions get in the way, because this is a card of illusions as well. But this is also a card of choices. If you are dealing with a bunch of choices, do your best to narrow it down to 2 or 3 so you're not all over the place, and understand that a Jack of Trades is a master of none. Now, with the Queen of Pentacles as your next card, this is talking about you really nurturing yourself, as well as nurturing yourself to nurture others, and as well nurturing what it is that you're doing for your life. Alright? Keep nurturing this, and this is also a card of fertility. So if you don't want to be pregnant during this time, do your best to use protection if you don't want children during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, your last card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, but definitely not least, is the Tarot card. So the Tarot is Scorpio energy, so you could be dealing with the Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or you could be on the cusp of Scorpio, or you may have Scorpio in your chart somewhere else, and so these energies will be amplified during this time. But this is a time of clearing out anything and everything that no longer serves you by letting the tower fall, symbolically speaking, in order to move forward towards what you want and desire to do for your life as a whole. Now, moving on to the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, just clarify your cards for this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the 7 of Cups, you get the Temperance card. So this is your energy, or you may be dealing with a fellow Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter. But in any case, you are mixing 2 or more words together, so you can go after what you want and desire for your life as a whole during this Venus and Virgo transit. Your next card, being the Queen of Pentacles, is clarified by the Empress card, which is Taurus energy. So you could be dealing with the Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or you may have Taurus in your chart somewhere, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. But this is really understanding your value and your worth during this Venus and Virgo transit. Understand that you are valued and you have value with whatever it is that you are doing in your life moving forward with this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the Tarot card is clarified by the 2 of Cups. So letting the Tarot fall, symbolically speaking, and get rid of anything and everything that no longer serves you, will help you better listening to your higher self. This can be a card of new relationship, but I feel like this is you following your higher self and feeling what you feel called to go towards. But in order to do so, you're going to need to let the Tarot fall to do so. Alright? During this Venus and Virgo transit. Now moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So your first card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So during this time, communication is key. Communicate about what it is that you want and desire in your life when it comes to your dreams, and communicate about how you want to mix these two or more words together during this Venus and Virgo transit. The next card for Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. So, like the card says, show the world the real you. Understand that you are worthy of whatever it is that you are doing in your life, or just you as a person in general, and show the world the real you during this Venus and Virgo transit. Your last card, but definitely not least, is New Moon in Leo from Mother Moon to you through me, which is confidence is your key to success. So being confident with whatever it is that you're wanting to do when it comes to your dreams is key to your success during this Venus and Virgo transit. So, with that being said, moving on to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Saturn. So Capricorn, you are shining this energy with Venus in Virgo, with Venus transiting in the sign of Virgo, mind you, when it comes to loving and appreciating work, health, routine, day-to-day routine and scheduling. And you're having the gift to really go after this love and appreciation when it comes to Virgo-like energies. Capricorn is cardinal Earth, initiating and creating new ways of thinking and being practical. And Capricorn was born out of the 10th house of business and status and how you are seen. So, pull your 3 cards out for your portion of the reading. Alright, 1 second. Okay. Apologize about the dogs, but let's continue with your reading. Your first card is the Two of Cups. So with the Two of Cups, this is you. This can be you dealing with a new relationship, but I feel like this is dealing with your intuition, with you following your higher self, with whatever it is that you're wanting and desiring to do for your life during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now your second card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is you having to defend yourself from negative thoughts by creating and agreeing with positive thoughts moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Do your best to create and agree with positive thoughts so you can move through this transit more fluidly. Now with the Ten of Swords as your last but not least card, this is talking about you ending in everything and anything that no longer serves you for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good moving forward. Do your best to clear out whatever it is that no longer serves you during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to the Waite Tarot deck to clarify your cards for your portion of the reading. So, the Two of Cups is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. So, by you listening to your higher self, or with you listening to your higher self, you may be taking a slow, methodical, and practical movement towards whatever it is that you're wanting and desiring to do for your life. Don't let this Nine of Swords energy of these negative thoughts get to you while moving forward and make you stagnant. Move forward with whatever it is that you're wanting and desiring to do for your life, but yes, be practical about it while moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords is clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So you could be juggling based off of, or due to you getting influenced from negative thoughts. Do your best to create and agree with positive thoughts, like I said, in order to make the right decision when it comes to the material world for the benefit of your well-being and your highest good moving forward during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now with the Ten of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Swords. So This is a really, this time is really about you ending anything and everything that no longer serves you for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good, and moving towards what does serve you during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. We'll start with this one more time, and we will get to see what Mother Moon wants to tell you. So, your first card for Mother Moon to you, through me, is Full Moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. So as long as you keep moving towards what you want and desire to do for your life, the answers you need will come during this Venus in Virgo transit. And your second card for Mother Moon to you, through me, is New Moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins. So know that a new romantic cycle begins. This very may well be a new relationship, though I feel like it's more about listening to your higher self. So this may be a new romantic cycle dealing with whatever it is that you're wanting to desire to do for your life. This love doesn't necessarily have to go to a person, but yes, a new romantic cycle is beginning for you during this Venus in Virgo transit. Your last card, but definitely not least, from Mother Moon to you through me, is Waxing Crescent Moon. Have faith in your dreams. So understand that you need to have faith in your dreams. Don't juggle too much because of this negative thoughts that you are getting influenced by. Instead, go after your dreams that you're wanting to and desiring to do for your life as a whole during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now, moving on to Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Saturn. Aquarius, you are in conjuncting this energy, so you're going to misunderstand how to love and appreciate work, routine, day-to-day schedules, and health. And Aquarius is fixed air, being fixated on its own ways of thinking and communicating. And Aquarius was born out of the 11th house of how you're seen in the public arena, associates and people, places, and things that you associate yourself with, as well as associations. Now, let's pull your 3 cards out and begin your reading. So, your first card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Moon, which is Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with the Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or you may have Pisces in your chart somewhere, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during this Venus in Virgo transit. But regardless, this is a card of listening to your intuition as well as embracing the unknown. Embrace the unknown. Don't fear the unknown by agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. Towards the unknown, but create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings with the unknown moving forward during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now your second card is the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is talking about you perhaps juggling a material business or work that you're doing in your life. If it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good, continue to push forward and have strength moving forward during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now with the Five of Wands as your last card, but definitely not least, from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is talking about you dealing with minor conflict. Know that this is just minor conflict that is able to be solved. Alright? So whatever minor conflict you may be dealing with, this is solvable. And as you can see, the guy is training his dragon to breathe fire. So he's working on solving this minor conflict that he's dealing with, just like you should be working on alleviating this minor conflict that you are dealing with during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now, to clarify your cards, using the Waite Tarot deck for your portion of the reading. So the Moon card is clarified by the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is about you taking leadership over a vision that you've envisioned for yourself. Just do your best to not get impatient with it, especially if things aren't growing the way you want to, or growing into fruition as fast as you would like it to grow. During this Venus in Virgo transit, keep going after this vision, especially if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good moving forward. Now with the Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is the birthing of a new idea, but you may be juggling whether or not to continue to give energy to this new idea. Do your best to understand that if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good, to continue to give energy to this new idea that you've given birth to during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now with the Five of Wands is clarified by the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is about you looking in the past and focusing on what you don't have. Instead, you need to turn around and focus on what you do have moving forward during this Venus in Virgo transit. Do your best to create higher perspectives and agree with positive thoughts and feelings by understanding that you as a spirit are no thing, no shape, no form, only agreeing with thoughts and feelings and you need to agree with positive thoughts and feelings moving forward during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now, let's move on to the Moonology Oracle deck. Let's see what Mother Moon has to say to you through Moon. So, your first card for Mother Moon to you through me is a new romantic cycle begins. New Moon in Libra. So understand that a new romantic cycle is beginning. This doesn't have to necessarily be about a relationship. This could be about this vision that you've envisioned for yourself and what you're working on and what you're designed to do for your life. But embrace the unknown. Don't fear the unknown moving forward. And a new romantic cycle will begin for you during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now your second card for Mother Moon to you through me is Waxing Crescent Moon. Have faith in your dreams. So understand to have faith in your dreams moving forward during this Venus in Virgo transit, and have faith with whatever vision that you've envisioned for yourself moving forward during said Venus in Virgo transit. Now your last card, but definitely not least, for Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. So know that the answers you need are coming with whatever you are needing answers to, perhaps pertaining to this minor conflict that you are dealing with. And understand that the answers you need are coming to you during this Venus in Virgo transit. Now, moving on to the last sign, but definitely not least, Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Jupiter's. So Pisces, you're going to be opposite this energy. So you're going to feel opposite towards loving and appreciating work, health, routine, and day-to-day schedules. And Pisces itself is mutable water, being mutable and adaptable to its own and other people's ways of feeling the emotions. And Pisces was born out of the 12th house of the subconscious realm, dreams, illusions, fantasies, and creativity. So let's pull your three cards out and begin your portion of the reading. Now, your first card is the Magician card. So this is Virgo energy. So you could be dealing with a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or you may have Virgo in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during this time while Venus is transitioning the sign of Virgo. But regardless, this is a card of manifestation, more manifesting, so you are manifesting during this time with Venus transitioning the sign of Virgo. Now, with the second card that you get is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is fast movement towards what you want and desire to do for your life. Keep moving forward towards what you want and desire to do for your life, especially if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good. Alright? Don't give up. I feel like I needed to say that. Now, with this third card, and last but not least, from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, is the Chariot card. So, Chariot is Cancer energy, so you could begin with the Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or may have Cancer in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. In any case, this is a card about emotionally going towards what you want and desiring to do for your life very fast. Continue to go after emotionally what you want and desiring to do for your life, especially if it's for the benefit of your well-being and your highest good. Now let's move on to clarifying your cards for your portion of the reading. And then we move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to end your reading off. And see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Now with the Magician is clarified by the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is you possibly having trouble to open up emotionally, but as long as you do your best to not let yourself be emotionally unstable and continue to do what you are doing in the present moment and open yourself up emotionally, you will manifest what it is that you want and desire, wanting in your life and desiring in your life as a whole during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now the Knight of Swords is clarified by the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is talking about you looking in the past, which could counteract this Knight of Swords of you moving towards what you want and desire to do for your life. Do your best to not let the past get to you, but this can also be a card of sharing. So you may be moving forward towards what it is that you want and desire to do by sharing with others. Either or, during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now the Chariot card is clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So even though you want to emotionally go towards what you're wanting and desiring to do for your life, you may be juggling during the process of whether or not you should or not. If it's for the benefit of your well-being and your highest good, continue to go forward with what you're wanting and desiring to do for your life during this Venus and Virgo transit. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card for Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. So know that whatever work you are doing, you are manifesting at this time, and your hard work is paying off. Don't let yourself become introverted and stop this manifestation by reverse manifesting, and instead keep going after emotionally and moving towards what you want to desire and desiring to do for your life, and understand that your hard work is paying off. The second card from Mother Moon to you, to me, is New Moon in Taurus. Prosperity lies ahead. So understand that as long as you continue to do what you are doing in the current moment, that prosperity is lying ahead for you during this Venus and Virgo transit. And then your last card, but definitely not least, from Mother Moon to you, to me, is New Moon. A new start is coming. So understand that a new start is coming as long as you continue to move towards what you want and desiring to do for your life as a whole, and embrace this new start without being emotionally introverted, and instead open yourself up and move towards what you want and desiring to do in your life, so this new start can come in. Now, with that being said, I hope this will be the end of this All Signs and Collective reading, and I hope this helped. I hope this brought any clarity or aided you in any way. If you're looking for crystals and gems, which you can see here, get them out. shout out to Lex Crystal Goddess. This is where I got mine at. Hit her up on IG if you want crystals and gems from someone else. Go hit up Sammy Sensation. Shout out to Dolo the Pilot Man. Shout out to Shonda Wise Astrology. Shout out to Enemy That's Flying High and Esoteric Cloud, so forth. Shonda Wise Astrology. With that being said, I hope you have a good first half of this Venus in Virgo transit, and have a good day and good rest of this transit once again. And until next time, peace.